The sun's nature is light. Love's nature is love. To whatever degree we can embrace, exude, and live that love, to that degree, we're going to feel connected to our truth, to ourself, to our original nature that is emanating from source consciousness. Always, every breath we take is the love of the Creator. Every thought that we think is coming from Creator's love for our existence, for our evolution.
Good morning, folks, and welcome back to the Ark for another edition of iMove. So glad to have you with us. Missy and I have set up the practice here together, and what we've decided we're going to do today is a 4x4x9 format for shoulders and for core. And then the shoulders will be at the top of the practice, the core will be at the bottom part of the practice. The middle part, we're looking for some kind of little bit of animal movement, but some supple movement, okay? Just touching on some animal movement. And the idea behind that is going to be to extend ourselves a little farther than normal range of motion and kind of hold it there for a couple of seconds. It's sort of a dynamic stretch flow movement. And so Missy's picked 4 moves. I've picked 4 moves. We have 8, and I think that'll take us, fill up the middle part of our practice. Now, the interesting thing that we're going to do is the 4 moves that Missy picked, we don't have any time or number of reps. So when it's our turn to get to the middle part of the practice, and hers is the first move, she's going to tell me how many minutes, time, or reps we're going to do on her particular move, and then I'll do the same on mine. So we'll alternate through. So it'll be interesting to see what we think we need, right? Now, the shoulders and the core are going to be 4x4x9 format, which means we have 4 moves. We're going to go through the 4 moves 4 times, but each move has 9 reps, all right? And there's no rest unless you need it. So it's the same with the core, 4x4x9. And so we both kind of felt like Missy needed a little bit extra. She felt like the upper body was where she wanted to spend some time. I felt like shoulders and core were a good place for me to spend some time today. And I wanted to get into that burn or that red zone that I talk about. And I know that this kind of format, it draws you into that zone, okay? Because there's no way around it unless you know, especially if you're trying not to rest a lot. And that's what we'll do. So usually on the 4x4x9, we have little dumbbells we use. Today, we mix it up. We're going to use bands instead. So that's really all we have for any kind of extra equipment or props, you might say. We just have the yoga mat, some space, and a couple bands each. The rest of it is all pure body work. Okay?
And anchor point.
And an anchor point, yeah. You'll see where you'll need an anchor point with bands, I think. It really does help. At any rate, we've got the 25-minute timer set, and I think we're ready to go, Missy. So what time is it?
Time to move.
Here we go. I'll start. So the moves are relatively easy. You can follow along, no problem, I'm sure. You ready, miss?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. 10 seconds. All right, first one is just a standing overhead press and wide out. 1, 2.
How many reps did
9.
you say?
3.
Oh, right.
4. 5. 6. All right, so we'll move right into the next one, which is bent over, upright row, and continue up to sky reach. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, then we're going to go around the world. Halfway, I'm going to change directions Next time I'll face the other way. Now we finish off the first round with a face pull. 2, 3, 4. All right, that's round 1. Now we move right into round 2 and repeat that. 2, 3, 4.
4. Feeling it. I got shoulders.
2, 3, 4. All right, this time I'm going to go around the world the other way, facing the other way. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm hitting that red zone.
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
Gotcha. Definitely reading.
We're hitting that red zone, folks.
Reading, zoning.
I'm playing in there, so I'm redlining on a continual basis. I'm holding it there. All right. Oh yeah, other way this time. Sorry. 1, 3,
Bands on the run.
True.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a hard one, Missy.
Oh, it is.
2, 3, ouch.
mission accomplished. First.
All right, folks. That was it. That's what you call a red line. You got it? All right, honey. We are going to do number 1, which is a reverse plank 180 to low sprinter and reach. So we're going to really stretch that one out. How many or how long?
We're going to do 12.
Each side?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. There's our reps, folks. Now this one we're not going through real quick unless you really want to. But again, try and hold that extreme part of the movement for a couple of seconds before you let go of it. Okay, so.
Oh, 2.
So I'm using this as 2 to make 1. Ooh, that's a nice stretch there. How many do you want, honey?
8. No respite over here. 11.
So sort of some animal movements going on here. All 4 points on the ground. Last one. All right. Whew. Guess you made us work on that one, folks. All right, what's the next one?
Standing, crossbody, toe touch.
So that'll be this one, right? Boom, boom. So a little bit of a hold at either stretch, and then big sky reach, and I can go this way or this way, wherever I want to sky reach.
After each section.
So it's going to look like this, and then I'm done. That's 1.
Right, okay.
Doing 2. All right, so how many do I want to do? A dozen.
Okay.
Missy, set the tone
2
for
to
a
set
dozen.
1. 2 for 1.
I just showed you what 1 is.
Oh, okay, yeah. 12 of those. All right.
Here I go. Opening my heart to the sky, folks. This is our love week. And I want that love, universal love, flowing in. 2.
Oh, I forgot to count.
I'm on 3. So you can go off of that if you want.
Okay.
You're done already? How about 7?
We'll keep going then.
You're fast. I was calling her Supergirl today before practice. Our last one.
All right.
Okay, Missy, there you go.
All right.
Uh-oh, scorpion to angel. Uh-oh.
I think I'll try this one.
Uh-oh, the dreaded scorpion to angel. Now, is it, again, I guess we'll do 2 to make 1, right? So, how many?
6 per side.
All right, so I'm going to do 6, 2 to make 1.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Missy's got it all figured out. Follow her. So, oh, we have to angel. All right. I'm not sure how much supple I'm getting. This,
Take your time.
man,
Do your scorpion.
that's a good one there, yeah.
And your angel's a good stretch.
Yeah, it's still, one side's not bad.
I agree with you. One side is easier than the other.
Just trying to find that sweet spot.
There. I'm done.
Ah, there, I think I found the sweet spot.
Time to mop up.
All right, folks. Now we do a little bit of lower body work.
Meerkat and grok to high crab.
So I'll demonstrate one. I should be able to now, I think, right? So meerkat, right? Then I'm going to go into grok. And then I'm going to go back into crab and get my head down and my butt up. And then back into grok and then over into meerkat. So let's call it, if we start in grok, we go to meerkat, back through grok to crab. As soon as we get back into grok, that's 1. Okay? So if I start in grok, okay, let's count through this and I'll count them with you. I think we'll do a dozen again, okay?
Okay.
Seems to be a nice number. So I'm starting in grok, all right, sort of close grok,
Okay.
and I'm going to go into meerkat and open my heart up, and then back over into grok, back into crab, high arch, high bridge, okay, back into grok. That's 1, okay?
Right.
Now back into meerkat, stretch that back that way, through low grok, right through into high crab. That's 2. Okay, beautiful, miss. I think we got it. I don't got to say it anymore.
All right.
getting up there high as I can with my hips.
What number are you on?
This is 6.
Sounds right.
That's 7. I love that stretch, that meerkat stretch.
8.
8. Last one. All right. I believe that's 12.
This is like 12, yeah. Pike and body
Cross body toe touch, right?
Yeah.
Just to keep in mind, we're running at about 18 and a half minutes now. We want to save about 6 minutes for the last, so I got a feeling we're going to go over in this practice.
Okay. I'm going to say 20.
Okay.
And that is, 20.
Okay.
And 2 toe touches on each.
One is 1. 2. I'm not
Two.
sure if you're going to stay in the
Yeah,
pike. Okay. Here we go, pike.
1.
2. 2. 2. So we've got a choice to make. We'll just cut it off here and then move into here.
I think we could go over.
Or we're going to go over.
Yeah, let's go over a few minutes.
All right, so Missy says go over.
We're in love.
All right, so this is low, sumo, and curtsy. I think I'm going to go 7 per side.
Okay.
All right, so
And are we lifting our leg first? Yeah.
So I'm going to do it just like this, right? I'm going to try and stay low like this.
Oh, okay.
Stay low. I'm going to come across as low as I can into a full curtsy.
Okay.
Hold, and then come stay low. Okay? Reach across, full curtsy.
Okay.
So that's 1.
All right.
I'm going to do 7 per side, okay?
All right.
We're not in a hurry to go through this one. Stay low as you can. Get a nice stretch at either end. That's a nice pull there, miss. So I'm reaching way across with that leg and pulling myself with my heel a little bit too, right? Whew.
Done.
Okay, that's awesome.
All right, loaded beast to cobra. We'll do 10.
All right, I just think it's a bit of a break.
And we're going to do it in both ways. We could try coming low up and back, and we could try coming high and low and back.
How many?
Whatever floats your boat. 10.
Okay, so loaded beast to cobra. So loaded is way back over your feet. Nice calf stretch. And then into cobra. 4x4x9. Reach up as high as you can. 2. Okay, now we go the leg shootout, so it's out to one side is 1, to the other side is 2, straight in front is 3, and repeat that. 4, 6, and vary it up whichever way you want. 8.
Next.
Boat rocker. 4.
Oh, killer.
Oh! Missy. That's a load.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Holy sheep shit. I've already got to stop. I'm in that red zone. 8, 9. Oh, miss. Maybe we want to drop these ones to 7.
Or only do 3, but
3 rounds? Alright, let's go 3 rounds. Because we're in overtime. 3 rounds, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my lord, love a duck.
maybe we should drop it to 2. Oh my. Boat rocker.
3. Yeah, 2 is probably good. 5, 6, cycle crunch. Whoa! I gotta just take a rest. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ah. 6, 7. Oh man, oh I can barely talk. Holy dynamite, folks. If you want an intense red zone core practice, give that one a try. Okay folks, welcome back. Report card time here in the Arc. We went a little overtime, got a little optimistic with the core, and cut it from 4 rounds back to 2 rounds. That's a load, I'm telling you folks. The shoulder took me a little bit to get into the red zone. The core, I was in it almost immediately.
Yeah.
In the first round, I was in that red zone, and I was redlining it like, right, so that we went, and we were already into our overtime, so we cut her back a little bit. So this is atypical. Normally it's a 25-minute practice. Probably went today about 35 minutes, because we went a little bit over in the supple as well. So Missy, this wound up being our love theme week, and give us your impression of the practice. And it was a lot of different things that went on inside that practice.
Well, often I was bringing in the word love and having a little bit of an exploration in my consciousness to relate what I was doing to the experience of love. And especially when I got to things like the boat rocker, which was just a killer at the end.
It was.
Oh my God. So I loved my effort. That's what I decided. And what I was thinking is there's always something to love. And where are you going to place your attention? On what you love. I enjoyed the stretches, all of our sprinters. Those were really nice today. I felt like that was good. We started off with our upper body. Like Michael said, it was a redlining experience, surprisingly enough, because when I looked at it, and we've done it in the past with our dumbbells, but somehow today with those fans, it was just really a redlining thing, especially by the time we got to the last series of reps. Okay, then we had all of those supple moves, and because Supple and I get along really well, those were a lot easier to love. Like I said, I really enjoyed the stretching out of the sprinters. I always liked the crossbody and the reaches, and the meerkat, grok, and high crab. That was a different one, and I really like to work out with the meerkat because I'm still dealing with that issue in my behind my knee, my left knee, but I feel that that's important that I revisit that extreme, because that's an extreme bend. When you're rolling back from sitting on your heels to behind your feet, that is an extreme bend. The pike body toe touch, that was nice, that went easily. The sumo curtsy, I was really experiencing the idea of the love in that one, and how I really wanted to get that full range of motion, because I think that's what you do love. You love the full range of motion because it's complete, and it just it's kind of like chewing your food and then getting the swallow. Like if you only chewed your food and you never swallowed, it wouldn't be satisfying. But getting that sprinter reach and then just being in there and feeling it is like the swallow, and then you bring it back. Loaded beast and cobra, I enjoyed that. The low sprinter to the Superman and the hurdler. That was a little bit of a mental stumbling block occasionally that I bumped into, but overall I really enjoyed that one. What I found was I tried to remind myself each time to not step my sprinter out too far, because then my hurdler would have been more on an angle. So particularly when I was a little more familiar with the flow of the move, then I was better at knowing where I wanted to place my foot to get what I wanted out of that move. And then we had our core moves, which were, by the time we got there, it was a killer, for sure. The first round was hard, but the second round was a killer. Especially by the time I got to the three-way leg shoot. The half get-up sky reach was always doable. Kind of enjoyable. I could love it, almost. But the three that ensued really gave us a good crunch on our effort. So that's what I'd have to say about our bands and supples and cores today.
So just a little sort of a insight into how I think a little bit about, you know, what Missy's talking about, her little thing behind her knee. And several months ago I was coming down some steps that were aimed down, and my sandals have no grip, and I don't know, my mind was somewhere, and anyways I wound up just, the leg shot out from under me and landed awkward on my shoulder. And there's been I've been working around it ever since, right? And there come a point now where I'm at that point, and it was also another reason I went after the band shoulders, right? There's one little muscle in there that in a certain way is a little tweak of a muscle, right? And it's uncomfortable. So I particularly went after it today in those moves, because I don't care how uncomfortable it is anymore. Now it's almost back to 100%, and I'm not going to let it not be 100%, and the only way I know how to get it to be 100% is demand that it does what the other one does, right? Even though it doesn't, it's sort of still complaining a bit, I don't care. Now the love of the balance in my body is demanding that little niggle is going to completely, now it's been going like this, it's going to just one day go gone, and it'll be back to 100%. And that's how I do it. That's my process. I worked around it for the first while. I never stopped practice ever, missed a practice, never did anything that let it interfere with me, kind of cared for it a bit, and then now it's time that I'm done caring for it. It now has to incorporate itself fully with the rest of its friends, right? It has a job that it has to perform. And so today's practice really helped that. And Missy loves her scorpion there, that flip over and
my angel.
Her flip scorpion to angel. That one really, like the animal moves, really tackle that particular, because it gets it in that move as I plant it and I move around a bit. And I just was working through it again. So we're not backing off on it. It's been long enough, and now it's like I said, it needs to be part of the program. So great practice again. We'll do something tomorrow where we'll probably have a couple of 4x4x9s in it, and along with some other things that I thought about today that I wanted to add. But that core was a load, wasn't it? I mean, it really was a load. And we've done lots of core. It's not like core hasn't been a part of our program. It's part of our program nearly every day. But that intense, that focused, right?
I'm just curious, how long do you think we took in each one of those core?
Well, we went through that twice in 4 minutes. So it took us 2 minutes to go through one of them. So essentially what you're doing is you're 4 minutes without a break, unless you're taking it. And to go through it would have been 8 minutes.
So it kind of went like 30
about 30 seconds a move, probably, yeah, roughly 30 seconds. But in our other programs, say we did a 7-minute program, we would go and have probably 1 or 2 30-second breaks in there, right? Well, this time we didn't. We just kept the intensity going. And
that was the killer.
and yeah, for sure. Without the break in there, it was a load. So that's the end of that story, and I'll pass it over to Missy now for her kind, wise words, uplifting words in this Our Love Theme Week.
Actually, before we hear my kind and uplifting words, I'd like to hear Michael's take on love. Unfortunately, yesterday our camera did one of its typical things, and that love comments that he made didn't get recorded. So, Michael, what do you have to say about love?
Well, I'll try and go again with what it is that I think, right? And what I think and what I feel has evolved kind of over the years. From the time I was younger, I've always had this, it's never occurred to me that not to love myself. That just never occurred to me. I always loved myself. Now, I did some good things. I did some things that didn't end up as well as a lot of the typical things we all go through, but I never once lost faith or trust in myself and my ability to be first my best friend, always there, always show up for me whenever I needed me, right? And I knew that everywhere I went, there I was. I went along with me, so I better get along, right? And so it never occurred to me, I always did love myself until I met Missy. And she told me that there were people that she knew that didn't love themselves, which flabbergasted me because honestly, I don't really understand that. That'd be a tough way to go through the world. If you don't like who you are, it's a tough way to go. So I guess I tried to come to terms with what love means then, because we've been reading and we've been watching this particular program that talks a lot about universal love, the brotherhood and sisterhood of man, the love of mankind. And because, like I said, I had no problem loving myself, but it was a difficult transition to extend that out beyond. And for example, for me, there was a guy at a ferry, and that's come up with Missy and I several times in the past, but I just use him as an example. We were in a lineup and we were having a similar conversation about love and how easily people can throw the word love around. Like, oh, I just love that fruit pudding I just had for supper. Oh, I just love the smell in the air. People throw that love around like it's a real easy word to say. And so for me, if you overuse a word and it applies to everything, I have to then come up with a different kind of word that applies for the thing that matters more to me. And yeah, I like the nice smell, and I can enjoy that and I have pleasure with this. But for me, love is a pretty specific thing. And I love my partner, right? Now, I don't share that love with humanity, so to speak, the way I thought it was. Which meant back to the guy at the ferry, where I looked outwardly and I just, said, hey, man, I don't love that guy just because he's there.
Just to say, we were sitting in our vehicle and he was standing in the distance next to the building.
Yeah, and he was just a guy,
just a person
passing by. No reflection on him at all. I can't even remember what he looked like. But just to say, I didn't extend the love of her to the love of him. And that was puzzling for me because I know that's Jesus's big message, is that this, turn the other cheek, love your enemy like you'd love yourself. And I've never really come to terms with that. But since Missy came into my life and we've carried on this discussion and, and these shows and books and stuff that we're into, I think what I've come to decide with Missy's guidance and know and understand and accept about love is that, look, I do love myself. And that means I am love. And by extension, that love can permeate out and around me and hopefully up into the consciousness, the collective. And so by extension, others can feel the love, enjoy the love. This is my vision. Now, it doesn't mean that I individually love everybody, but I am love, and I represent that from my point of view. Because again, my thought always is, if you don't love yourself, how can you exude or extend or outwardly shine that love? If you're not having a good time with yourself, then I think, in my world, you'd be looking to take the love from somebody else to sort of fill in your emptiness, the part of you that hasn't feeling that for yourself. And I think that's a tough way to go through the world. I think it's a hard go. And I am much happier with my version, my edition of what that love means, because I can easily accept that. And I do have the highest wishes for all of humanity. And I know that once evil is gone from this planet, and what's left is high vibrational beings, that we will all come to this love universe of brotherhood and sisterhood of man as pure love beings, and that will all permeate each other. And then I think we are in that place where we just recognize love all around us, because all of us are exuding that from our individual love source, and it's just permeating everywhere we are. It's like having pure water, beautiful, clean, bubbling brook water, and another beautiful, pure raindrop drops into that water, and another one, and millions, and pretty soon we got this beautiful, bubbling, pure stream. You can just, and I've done it in the past, you just reach in and you don't have it filtered, you just drink it. It's that good and that refreshing. So that's my take on what it is for love. Now, I hope we got this all recorded, and I'll leave the rest of the week to Missy and her vision of what love is. So I'm going to pass that over to her now.
For me, love is a state of awareness, a state of being. Love is prior to this physical manifestation, and this physical manifestation is the outcome of love. Now, as we go along in our world and we start to become more heavily invested in this physical manifestation, where the material world starts to become always the object of our attention, with the mind as the subject, and we're always relating from the subject to the object, and therefore on that material plane there's a lot of subjectivity, relativity. You like this, you don't like that. You love this, you don't love that. What I've been guided to know is that love is my nature. It's already prior to, permeating, and after the appearance of this body. For me, it's up to me, to whatever degree I can clear away the dross, the debris of thinking that starts to clog this subject seer, so that when we see the object, we're always seeing it in relation. Ultimately, when love is our vision, then what we see is love. And if that love is not reciprocated, that's not a matter of unloving. It's like the sun. Does the sun stop shining because somebody needs to cover themselves from seeing the light? No, the sun's nature is light. Love's nature is love. To whatever degree we can embrace, exude, and live that love, to that degree we're going to feel connected to our truth, to ourself, to our original nature that is emanating from source consciousness. Always, every breath we take is the love of the Creator. Every thought that we think is coming from Creator's love for our existence, for our evolution. So each of us is here to evolve, to become one with that love. May we all know the oneness with the love that is. Swa.
Awesome, Missy. And, bow down to Creator for sure, right? It's the source of love. So what a beautiful gift. Now that brings us to close another edition here in the Ark. So Shalom.
Anavai.
We will see you here next time for
another one in the books.
Nice. Now you would be surprised, yesterday or the last day I was in the forest, I repeated that, another one in the books. It was stuck in my head. It went for hours. Another one's in the book.
Our song.
Yeah.